Old school OSRS, all right? This is old school RuneScape. They made an update. One of the people that works there, who is like basically a moderator of the game, he's employed by the company. It's not like this is some sort of Discord mod. He's an actual mod. He fucking bans people for cheating. And, you know, he has actual power in the company and the game, company Jagex in the game RuneScape. So this guy is in a relationship with another streamer. Her name's Stella, and she is a RuneScape streamer. And in the process of being in a relationship with her, she repeatedly kind of exercises the fact that she is in a relationship with him to, you know, basically like use that to intimidate people. And not only that, but use it to have him, it seems, investigate and ban people that are, you know, like people that she does not like. For whatever reason, and abuses of power. Yeah, it's basically an abuse of power. So, this blew up, and like a guy got banned. His name is Autoblock. He got banned permanently. Got permanently banned. And contextually, now I did research on this. I looked into it. I don't know enough about it as much about it as like somebody who plays RuneScape all the time. No, but my understanding is that nobody has ever been banned permanently for what he did. So they went and they made an example out of him. But the problem is that she didn't like him. And it was kind of obvious that she didn't like him. And guess what happens? He's gone. So he makes a video about it. He gets everybody pissed off. And I think that for good reason. Whether he should be banned or not is not really that big of a deal to me, because I think that's like just a symptom of the disease, and the disease is the person that works at the company that's doing things and moderating the game based off of what his girlfriend tells him to do. That's what the real problem is. Whether this guy gets banned or not is like, this is not that big of a deal. However, apparently his suspension has gone from being a permanent suspension to being a temporary suspension. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to look into this right here on OSRS, and we're going to see what statement that they put out. Website uses cookies. Okay, regarding recent allegations. Many of you have recently seen community videos with allegations around Jagex. I'll make it bigger for you guys to read it. Around Jagex employee suspected bias and account banning. We take these allegations extremely seriously, and there is a formal internal investigation underway using the evidence provided. To protect confidentiality, we will not share the specifics of the investigation. This is very standard, and I think that also, like, this is a legal thing too. Like, I know there's people that want to know the details of it. There's just simply there are legal requirements, because the fact is that this is in the UK or some fucking, like, this is some bullshit country with, like, workers' rights and shit like that, right? So you can't just go and fire somebody. Because in my perspective, I think this guy should have been immediately fucking fired. Immediately gone. And not only that, I think Jagex should pursue legal action against him for damaging their brand and misusing his position. And just blatant breaches of contract, like actual damaging of the brand. Because this is, the problem is that from now on, whenever somebody gets banned on RuneScape, everybody is going to think, I wonder if this is legitimate or not. And that's something that he did. Trident. This is the person who did this. So having corrupt leadership is so corrosive to a community that I can't even begin to explain how much ripple effect this is going to have. And this could potentially cost RuneScape, if they deal with it in a bad way, millions of dollars. So I think that they should absolutely pursue legal action against them, if for no other reason than to distance themselves from this person and to show that, hey, this is not something we're okay with, and we are taking immediate legal action against it to take accountability for it. So that's what my perspective is on it, right? Like, I think that this is not only a, you know, go direct, not directly to jail, right? But, like, you are immediately fired. I don't think that's enough. I think they should pursue legal action against him. If evidence, of course, is available, which I think it will be. So, yeah. and feel like they heard your opinion? Well, I don't think so. I personally don't think that it had anything to do with what I said. I think that maybe I was the straw that broke the camel's back, and maybe they would have released this a few days later, but since this is blowing up on Twitter and YouTube, now they're releasing it a couple of days early. But I don't think that, like, I don't think the Jagex staff were, like, sitting there, they're like, oh my god, Asmon's reacting. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, call the legal team. We've got to make a statement immediately. Yeah. Okay, we've got to do this. So yeah, I mean, of course, like a lot of people are talking about it. Maybe that caused it to happen more quickly, but I think it probably would have happened already. Anyway, let's read the rest of the post. In February, similar claims were brought to our attention and a formal investigation was carried out. Based on the evidence available to us at the time, the investigation did not substantiate the claims. However, since new information has been brought to our attention, we have opened a new investigation. Most of the evidence provided exists outside of our game, which means that the investigation will be more complex and will need time to review the information provided carefully. I find this to be completely untrue. The fact is that she is a public figure, his girlfriend Stella is a public figure, and by her statements, they are massively damaging to the brand, and the reason why they are damaging is because they are accurate. And the reason why they're accurate is because he's probably telling her what's going to happen. That's why. So you actually don't need to do an investigation for this at all to fire this person. The only investigation you need to do is to find out if you have enough evidence to sue him. That's the, like, I think that just you listen to the post that she makes. Legend, thank you for saving us. Bro, you saved yourself. You guys saved yourselves. I was just, I'm just talking about it. It's my pleasure. I mean, I see shit like this happen. Oh, no, not today. Not today. This is why I like talking about this stuff. Somebody has to set this shit straight because it's completely fucked up. And it's bigger than you. It's bigger than me. It's the whole community. The funny thing about this is that if this had happened at EA or this had happened at Blizzard, this entire story would be mainstream gaming news for the next month. This is such a big deal. And I think the only reason that people aren't playing it up like this is because RuneScape has a very small community and people aren't popping off about it in the same way because it's more niche. But if this happened in like FIFA or this happened in World of Warcraft, imagine if Blizzard did this. Holy fuck, I'd be farming 10 YouTube videos a day about it. And everybody'd be watching them. It would be great for me. I hope Blizzard does do this. It'd be amazing. So the truth is that, I mean, this is a breach of integrity at the highest level. It really doesn't get any higher than that. Blizzard doesn't have any mods, it's just automated? Well, I think they do. But yeah, anyway, Blizzard already does stuff this bad, to be honest. No, they do not. I think that, again, if you think that the average, oh, somebody's stupid because they made a bad ban decision, this is like on a completely, this is in a different universe, okay? Anyway, I'm getting off track. Let's read the post, okay? We ask for your patience while this is carried out, and we'll update you once this is concluded. I hate to tell you guys this, but as somebody who has been unfortunately involved in multiple investigations, this probably will take multiple months. So, like, I wouldn't expect to see a resolution to this within, like, a few days. Especially if legal is involved, because they want to, well, the reason why is they have to remove liability from themselves, so if this guy gets fired, he can't sue them for some form of wrongful termination. So they have to make sure that they have all their ducks in a row, they have to talk to a legal team. It's a massive thing. So I'm most critical looking at this last night. He didn't seem quite as concerned, said Jagex probably won't even address this. Well, it depends on how you look at it, but from my perspective, I think that it's inevitable that they would have. Like, this is, again, the reason why also is, like, it plays into a lot of narratives that exist on the internet, like, where it's like, oh, this girl is, you know, getting preferential treatment. I mean, like, that automatically sets people off. The fact that, like, it's some simp mod that's doing it for her, like, that, like, again, it's a story that plays right into the internet's preconception of relationships. That's just the truth. So, of course, this was going to blow up. Because this is the thing that every single, you know, red pill, MGTOW, fucking all women are hoes. Like, this is like, bro, they see this and they're like, see, I told you so. I knew it. So if you think that this wasn't going to blow up, you haven't been paying attention. Of course it's going to blow up. Abso-fucking-lutely. People throw this accusation out all the time that it has teeth, it seems. Exactly. And you know what the same exact thing happened was? I'll draw literally a direct parallel. Hassan, not Hassan Abbey, not Hassan Piker, but Hassan, who gives a fuck what his last name was, at Twitch. Everybody memed about this guy for years. Oh, Hassan got nudes from one of the girl streamers, now she's unbanned. Well, what happens whenever it turns out that it was true? And you got to remember, Twitch didn't fire him right off the rip. No, it was. It was like not specifically, but yes, basically yes. So, yeah, similar to the couple times Alex Jones was right about conspiracy theory, F1000s, lol W, they go C. Well, the point is that it does reinforce biases, and it plays into something that many people know to be true, right? But yes, this will take quite a long time. Separately, last week we banned over 100 accounts for the use of account services. You can read more about this in the rules of RuneScape following the news post. We can confirm that thorough independent checks have been made and these bans have been correct and have been upheld. There is substantial evidence to validate that they are in line with our standard procedures, and each ban has sufficient supporting in-game evidence to warrant the actions taken. Though while our investigations are ongoing, we have opted to change the duration to temporary. Should repeat offenses occur, permanent bans will be applied to any accounts involved. This is the smartest and best way for them to solve this problem. Yeah, like, this is 100% the best way to solve the problem. Because I think that automatically unbanning everybody, especially whenever the odds are that, like, it wasn't necessarily that a lot of the people that she reported were not breaking the rules, it's that she had the control to decide which rule breakers were punished. So the selective enforcement of rules, if you have a rule and it's not being applied to everybody equally, you don't really have a rule. You have a guideline, okay? So if you want to have people respect your rules and you want to have people follow the rules, you have to apply the rules. So there, like, RuneScape, like, and you see how this is so bad. And this is, again, right? So people are breaking the rules, and now RuneScape has to reduce a ban that might be justified because the optics of them going and upholding a ban that was made in the context of some fucking simp going out there and trying to ban people so his internet girlfriend doesn't get a competition in a video game. Like, it's just, it puts them in such a bad spot. And this is the point that I'm making about how, like, you don't, in my mind, you would not even need an investigation for this. Like, the fact that she's going out publicly and talking about this, it puts him in a bad spot. And the truth is that, but it's his fucking choice to date her. It's his choice to be in a relationship with her. So he either needs to tell her a couple of different things. He says, either shut the fuck up, or I'm breaking up with you. That's it. Because the thing is that, like, oh, she can say what she wants or whatever. Like, no. Because whenever she does this, it damages the credibility and the integrity of the entire company. There's people that don't even know her fucking name, whose job is being affected because of her fucking ego. Absolutely not. So yeah, it puts them in a very bad spot. Let's read the rest of these. There's a legit rule for staff impersonation. Oh, yeah, staff impersonation is bad. Of course. She should be removed. She doesn't matter. The truth is that I don't care what RuneScape does about her. She is irrelevant, okay? She is like a 200 to 300 viewer streamer. It doesn't matter. Like, she has no power. She's just a girl that plays the game. Ban her, don't ban her. It doesn't matter to me. What matters is the person who is in an actual position of power is misusing it. That's the problem. That's the issue. Please remain respectful to everyone involved in these cases. We do not tolerate harassment to any of our players, staff, or request to not publicly share relevant information of players and staff alike. If you have any additional information that may invade our investigations, please send it directly to tip-off at Jagex so it can be included in part of our investigations. Yeah, I think that here's a little bit of advice. Why don't you go ahead and look at some of these Bitcoin wallets. Let's get CoffeeZilla in here and do a little bit of a investigation. Because you know what I think is happening? I think that, so let's read between the lines a little bit here, okay? Let's think about it like this. So there were people that were saying that Jagex didn't pay very well. Trident wasn't one of them. The odds are they're probably making the same money. What's different between Trident and these other people? Maybe the fact that he's getting some of the money from the gold that this girl is selling on the down low. That's what I fucking think. That's what makes sense. Like, I mean, come on. Like, and he even said that oh, Jagex pays fine. Why do you think that? Let's look into the fucking Bitcoin wallets. Let's see this. You put the pieces together. She's not even playing the game, though. Imagine playing WoW and all you did was gold farm. No, she can do whatever she wants, right? It's just breaking the rules. Like, you play the game however you want to do. So, yeah. And maybe the guy's just trying to get some pussy. Oh yes, yes. He's a simp. He is a simp at best, and a corrupt person who is abusing the game for real money at worst. Yeah, I mean that's it. Let's see here. It's the same as a boss giving fast promotions to a girl. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not the exact same thing. It is. I don't know. I think that, like, you could apply something like this to other games, but in general, I think that a lot of people, they see something like this, and it just, like, validates everything that they were going to possibly think. So, yeah. Try to pay my RuneScape membership with pennies and quarters in an envelope. It's smart, man. There you go. We've had worse. There's an actual mod that infiltrated Jagex and worked with hackers and RMT. Oh, absolutely. There are people that are, like... But the thing is that I think the difference with that is that you don't have public statements by a live streamer that reinforce the existence of that relationship. Like, it's one thing for this to be happening behind the scenes. It's another thing for it to be happening on a stage. It's on a stage in front of everybody, and somehow nobody's able to see this. Get the fuck out of here. So that's what I think. Autoblock was banned for a reason. Without him being banned and putting Trident on the spot, justice may never have been served to anyone unrightfully permabanned. The reason why he was banned is irrelevant to me, and it doesn't matter. Because he can make another account. His ban is temporary anyway. It's not a big deal. Like, and maybe he broke the rules, maybe he didn't. I don't know. I have no idea. I think that RuneScape is doing probably the best thing. It's mostly about Trident's corruption regardless. Exactly, yeah. I mean, because he's the guy that has the power. Like, Ada doesn't have any power. Stella doesn't have any power. Trident has all the power. And that's why the accountability should be on him. Permabans are only for one account. Well, I think that there are... Like, for example, if somebody is constantly harassing people in the game, I think that a shoot on site, ban any account that you ever use policy is totally fine. But I think that this is like a fucking... This is like a... Like, you know, there's a pyramid of punishments, and this is the moon. It's not like... Yeah, I think that it should happen, like, in, like, super specific circumstances. But, like, this is, like... This is not an example of that. It's not even remotely close. So, let's look at a few more of these. There's a guy on our streaming platform streaming your stream. Oh, people do that all the time. I don't give a shit. Your wrong staff impersonation is bannable offense. Guess what? It's permabanned. Stella deserves to be permabanned. Stella was not impersonating staff. It's just like, again, like, she wasn't. I'm heavily against shit on site whenever it comes to Jagex. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't think that she was. There's no evidence that I've seen of that so far. There's certain levels of banning for harassment, though. Oh, for sure. But I'm saying, like, at a highest level, that's one thing. Influencing staff is different than impersonating. And these are different things. I think that, again, whenever you have so many facts on your side, why turn to fiction? Like, bro, she's dead to rights. Like, what do you think? You have, like, some Bitcoin address that you're constantly receiving money from? Ah, ha, ha. I wonder how. What's this? So, yeah, what's this? Absolutely 100% about everything, no filter. No, I try to. The reason why I like talking about this stuff is very simple. It's because I think that a lot of other people don't put all the pieces together because they don't know as much shit about, like, different things that have happened like this than I do. Like, I spent 20 years on the internet. And I feel like I want to talk about this stuff because I think I'll give it a fair shake that a lot of times other people might not because they just don't know as much stuff about it that I do. That's it. And it also, whenever I'm wrong about something, I'm more than willing to say, oh, you know what? I was wrong about this. This is not true. It's the same as with this situation in particular. At the beginning of the video, I thought Autoblock was 100% self-reporting. I thought he was totally wrong, and he's just trying to throw this girl under the bus so he can look like he's a victim. And you know what? I watched the whole video, and it turned out that wasn't really true. That's it. That's how it works. Is you watch things and you change your opinion based off evidence. So yeah. CoffeeZilla. Yeah, there you go. So I'll look at a few comments here, and I want to go ahead and really emphasize how bad this is for the company. This is like whenever a ref and VAR stands at the screen for 6 minutes, but Alan and everyone at home knows the mod is clearly offside. And that's totally fine. They have to do it, though. It is a formality. How can they be both justified bans and also revoked? Well, let me go ahead and explain this, because I can see how this girl would be confused. So, basically, the reason why they're justified is because the person technically broke the TOS. However, the application and punishment of the TOS is subjective. So they might have objectively broken the rules, but they are subjectively punished. Changing the subjective punishment doesn't necessarily mean that the rule wasn't broken. It's just making it more approachable and making it more appropriate. So, for example, if you do something that nobody has ever been permabanned for, and then they get banned for it, why do you think that happened? Because of fucking favoritism, that's why. Or it could just be the straw that broke the camel's back. However, that seems to not be the case this time. So, also, you think about the optics of upholding actions that were taken by a corrupt person. Is it really worth the PR hit to have somebody who, like, have somebody permanently banned on an account just to uphold the decision of a person who only made that decision in the first place because they were compromised and corrupt? Well, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. So, yeah. Let's see. I'll read a few more of these. It's cross-account banning. He got looked into because of the streamer. Well, it was not cross-account banning because he was not IP banned. I thought that too. It turns out I was wrong. This isn't a Tyler 1 or Path of Math situation. Let's see here. Scroll up. Oh, I've already seen these. Let's read a few more. Because they're obviously guilty of unjust bans. Yeah, whether the ban is just or not, upholding a ban that was made by a compromised person is very bad. The fact that you guys did an investigation in February, found zero fault, is alarming. The reason why they probably found zero fault is because... And actually, that's not... Let me read what they said. Investigation did not substantiate the claims. I think that guilt is gray. Guilt and innocence is very gray. I think that they probably found some evidence, but not enough to substantiate the claims. Not enough to say, we are going to fire you because of this. He might have acted with, you know, like low ethical guidelines. He might have made mistakes, but, you know, they probably kept him on for that. So let's see here. It's probably true. Yeah, they promoted him. And again, they might have also only done an investigation onto his internal correspondence. So, like, for example, they could have looked at his emails and his messages that he did as somebody who was as an employee, but not like his private messages or not anything like that. Yeah, his emails. Let's see here. I think the most offensive thing about all this is how blatantly they went about it and expected no repercussions. There are a lot of people like Stella who go their whole life being protected because of other people, and they think that they have, like, that's people always talk about privilege in life. That's the real fucking privilege, is people think that they can shit in your mouth and you're gonna eat it because they think that they deserve to be able to do that. Yeah, they get cocky. That's what it is. And they get propped up and protected by white knights, simps, losers, and other people that are just like them. So that's what I think. Let's see here. Temp ban now shouldn't take this long. Evidence is clear as day. I think so, but there are legal requirements. That's why it will probably take a while. Doesn't look very good that someone more than an average Joe for Jagex to finally make a statement regarding this. Is probably assuming it probably took a biggest creator circles taking off. Again, I'm going to give some credit to Jagex here, okay? The odds are that they probably knew about this in the past, and they were probably aware of this, and they are just now making a statement about it because it's blowing up online. I heard from somebody else that there was a statement made. This is not a statement as a representative of the company, but somebody had said, it's not my fucking birthday, stop it. It's Hitler's birthday, not mine. Please fucking stop. I don't know how this fucking happened, but it happened like 4 years ago. It's not my birthday. Stop it. It's not even remotely close to it. Anyway, point is that I think Jagex, what was this here? Oh yeah, I think Jagex might have already been conducting an investigation and looking into this, but what I think probably happened is that because of it blowing up online, they made this statement about it maybe earlier, or it could have just been a coincidence. But I don't think that any of this pressure actually spurred them into action in terms of investigating the claims. Are people crying about this good news? Regarding statements like this shouldn't be rushed. Permaban was for sure harsh. Good to see you've changed your mind. I would say this took way too long to decide. It might have been. I have no idea. Let's see here. Process can't just act someone in most places at risk of lawsuit. Yeah, true. Yeah, for sure. And there is a good chance they could have conducted a private internal investigation and then made the decision. And they decided to make that investigation public or make it public that the investigation was occurring because of the fact that it's blowing up online. I think that's probably true. Yeah, sure. Let's see here. Maybe lack of evidence. The UK, they have to be careful as unfair dismissal is used to pursue against an employer. They have to tread carefully. Yes, and again, like if this was in the US, I fully believe that if this was in the US and this company was based in the US, this dude would have been gone within 24 hours of that video coming out. Like, absolutely. It's just that, you know, people have their rights and, you know, they deserve their due process. That's the way the laws are over there, and you've got to follow the law. So, yeah. It's astounding to me neither of them tried to cover their tracks whenever they knew something would get them in trouble. Well, that's, again, people that's privilege right there. That's privilege. You've been canceled to the 10th power? No, I don't think canceled is really it. I think he just would have been fired. That's it. The fuck Stella? I don't care about Stella. It doesn't matter. I mean, again, like, and I think, honestly, like, I think this guy was probably getting money from it too. I would say it is more than likely that he was getting money from it. I can't say for sure, but again, you put all of the pieces together, and there is no way you can tell me that there's not a very high possibility of this. Come on. Let's see here. Anyway, so this is what happened. This is, overall, I want to say that this is a huge W. This is great. And, you know, hopefully the guy gets fucked. right? Because I think that, again, this is just so damaging to a publicly facing brand like this. A massive W.